Welcome to A Direction Forward, Season 3, Episode 2. Episode 1, I talked about what happened to me with my latest relationship, and I did mention a couple of things that I felt, he was going through mentally. And again, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a social worker, I'm not a counselor. This was from my relationship counselor that I had several talks with him, and he really helped me to focus on getting over what happened and moving forward. And I have to be very thankful that there are people out there like that, and that they are there for you to go to, and you can talk to them, and they listen, and they listen to your story, and they give you advice. It's really a good thing. And I do have to say that there's two sides to every story. Everybody knows that. I'm saying my side. I doubt if we'll hear from him with his side of the story, and I doubt if he's ever going to have a meaningful relationship with anyone other than Gal Pal. But that's not my problem. So, going forward, the two things that my counselor said that the counselor felt that there might be something going on with him. One was what they call emotional immaturity. And emotional immaturity, it doesn't, not necessarily think of it as somebody that's a young person. An emotional immaturity can happen, it happens at a younger age, and it resonates with this person for the rest of their life. And it usually has to deal with some type of conflict or some type of misunderstandings and stuff that happen at an early age with one or both parents. And they never are able to have mature relationships, because mature relationships take place when two people can sit down and talk out their differences and not be avoidant on it. The other thing that he felt that he was going through was he had an avoidant personality. And that, I will say that I did see that, because especially when he came to break up with me, his eyes were dead, what they call just dead. And he had absolutely no feeling, no empathy, no anything that he wanted to go over with me. He didn't even want to hear my side of the story. And that's a very, very intense and very rejection and very betrayal of everything that the two of us went through for, the last, several months. And it was just like a light switch. It's like one day he was lovey-dovey, and then the next day he didn't want to have anything to do with me. And that, again, avoidance comes from low self-esteem, feelings of inadequacy, difficulty maintaining relationships, not able to take feedback, reluctance to, sit down and work things out and talk about things. So how do you figure out if someone is emotionally immature and in avoidance? Well, based on what I went through, I would say that within the first couple of months, if someone doesn't tell you that they love you, that's a big sign that they have some insecurities or some immaturity going on. He never once said that. He even, really, totally enjoyed being with me. I would say things to him like, I really, have enjoyed being with you, and I've really enjoyed being with you on this trip. I wouldn't have want to go with anyone else. And I never got any feedback. I never got any like, yeah, me too, or anything like that. So I would say, if somebody doesn't say, I love you within the first couple of months, then that's a sign right there. That's a red flag. the other thing is that if they don't respect you or prioritize you, which he didn't, he did not respect me. There were several things that he said, comments, that I had to call him out on, and that showed a lack of respect. He did not prioritize me, and he was consistent, at least on that end, because he didn't prioritize me all the way to the end. Gal pal was always his first priority. And so because of that, I didn't feel safe with him. I didn't feel that I was safe with him, that I meant anything. It was a really weird feeling, because there were several times, and my girlfriend can tell you that, several times that I would talk to her and I'd say, you know what, I want to break up with him. It's just not happening. He was almost like, he was like a robot. There was absolutely no feeling whatsoever. None, zero feelings. And I'm talking, when we were intimate, there was no feelings. There was like no looking at me with, any type, he never looked at me actually. But there was like no looking at me. There was no, holding me. He would have his hands in a fist, both hands in a fist. It was really, like I said, it was almost like, he was like a robot, just absolutely none, zero feelings of any kind. And that again, it's a wake-up call. Don't stay with someone like I did, because you're enjoying traveling, because they tick a lot of boxes. Look at the boxes that they don't tick. And those are the ones that you really should be focusing on. And if they're not, as my counselor said, a 10-10, then move on, because all you're doing is wasting your time, your energy. And I'm going to tell you right now, it wasn't worth it. He wasn't worth it. The whole thing with Gal Pal, with his friends, they threw her under the bus, and then the next thing I know, I'm being thrown under the bus because I can't get along with Gal Pal. And I'm thinking, when in the heck did all of us even go out the last time? The last time all of us even went out was like, months, like had to be 3 or 4 months ago. And the last time we went out, I was nice. I was polite to everybody. Again, they weren't my friends. I didn't really know them. We weren't together. It wasn't like every weekend we all got together and did something. It wasn't like, like my friends, where we would go and go to dances or it wasn't like that at all with his friends. And yet I was, I guess, expected to just, be, right there and gung-ho. And I didn't get a warm and fuzzy feeling from these people. There was something about these people that I held back. So what I'm trying to say, I guess, in this episode is that there were signs. I neglected him. I'm going to be honest with you. I neglected him because I was having a good time. I was traveling and I was doing things that I hadn't been able to do for quite a while. And, it was okay. So it was okay till it wasn't okay. And then when it wasn't okay, it came tumbling down. And did I feel, was I hurt? Yeah, I was hurt. Did I grumble and did I, kind of mope around? I did. But it's been a month. I'm over it. I'm going forward. And I'm looking at, new dates and new people. And now I am asking the friggin' questions. Do you have a gal pal? If you do, bye. Are you not into having a relationship? And what does a relationship mean to you? If you're not, bye. So lesson learned, and that's what my counselor told me, that you can't say that it was a heartache or a heartbreak, or, I guess you can, but technically it wasn't because there was no love. He didn't love me. So all it was a lesson. So I learned a lesson. And that lesson's going to resonate with me for the rest of my dating time. And will there be someone out there for me? Yes, there will. Will I go on? I have gone on. Will I be a lot more in tune with the red flags? You betcha. any questions you might have about it, or if you want to talk or send me a text or anything, feel free. It's a directionforward@yahoo.com. And I hope this helps if you are in a relationship or you're in with someone and you're seeing some red flags. Don't doubt yourself. Don't doubt your intuition. I did. I doubted my intuition the whole time I was with this person, and I will not do that again. So have a great day. Thanks for listening, and enjoy your life.